Ladies and gentlemen, today we are stepping into a machine that looks polite enough to take your grandmother to church, yet secretly helped create American hot rod culture and probably terrified half the police departments in California by the 1950s. The 1930 Ford Model A Tudor custom sedan was born during economic panic, brutal unemployment, and enough financial anxiety to make modern politicians sweat through 3 shirts during a live interview. And somehow, in the middle of all that chaos, Ford created one of the most beloved cars in automotive history. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel, because restoring old cars is expensive. Gasoline prices look like ransom notes, and my friend Timmy already tried fixing a carburetor with barbecue sauce and optimism. The carburetor survived. Timmy's marriage did not. By the late 1920s, Ford Motor Company understood that the mighty Model T had become outdated. Chevrolet and other rivals were offering smoother rides, better brakes, improved styling, and interiors that no longer looked like punishment for unpaid taxes. Henry Ford resisted change for years, but even he could not ignore collapsing sales and growing competition. Production of the Model T finally ended in 1927 after more than 15 million units, and Ford factories temporarily shut down while engineers prepared a completely new car for a changing America. That replacement became the Ford Model A, introduced for the 1928 model year in the United States. The project was heavily shaped by Henry Ford, Edsel Ford, and Ford engineering teams, including Hungarian-American engineer Eugene Farkas. Unlike the primitive Model T, the new car featured a proper 3-speed manual gearbox, 4-wheel mechanical brakes, electric starting, improved suspension geometry, and a much more refined body design. The Tudor sedan quickly became one of Ford's most successful variants, because families wanted something affordable but civilized enough to survive bad weather and rough roads without requiring divine intervention. The timing of the car's release could hardly have been more dramatic. America had entered the Great Depression following the Wall Street crash of 1929. Unemployment exploded, banks failed, and consumers suddenly counted every dollar twice before spending it once. Ford responded by promoting durability, simplicity, and affordability. A brand new Tudor sedan cost approximately $495 in 1930, which equals roughly $9,000 to $10,500 today, depending on inflation calculations. That made it one of the few realistic new car options for struggling middle-class families. Technically, the 1930 Tudor sedan was simple but surprisingly capable. Under the hood sat Ford's 200.5 cubic inch inline 4-cylinder flathead engine equal to 3 liters, producing around 40 horsepower at approximately 2,000 revolutions per minute. That may not sound impressive today, but in 1930 this was respectable performance, especially for a car weighing roughly 2,300 to 2,400 pounds, or about 1,043 to 1,089 kilograms. The engine used cast-iron construction and a Zenith carburetor fed by gravity from the cowl-mounted fuel tank. The layout remained front-engine and rear-wheel drive with a non-synchronized 3-speed manual transmission. Driving one required actual skill, which explains why my neighbor Bob refuses to touch classic cars. Suspension used solid axles with transverse leaf springs front and rear. By modern standards, the ride feels wonderfully chaotic, bouncing over potholes like a politician dodging honest questions. Yet the system was extremely durable on rough rural roads, which mattered enormously during the Depression era. One of the biggest improvements over the old Model T was the addition of 4-wheel mechanical drum brakes. They were still cable-operated rather than hydraulic, but stopping power improved dramatically. Top speed reached approximately 60 to 65 miles per hour, or around 97 to 105 kilometers per hour, while fuel economy ranged from 18 to 25 miles per gallon, depending on conditions and whether your cousin overloaded the trunk with moonshine barrels. Even small details, such as the radiator shell, hood louvers and wheel styling, helped the car appear more modern than many rivals. Inside, passengers received a surprisingly comfortable cabin with decent visibility and enough room for 5 adults, assuming none of them had the diet of my friend Timmy after a barbecue competition. The steering vibrates, the gearbox complains during downshifts, and every mechanical movement reaches the driver directly. Modern cars isolate people from the road so completely that operating them feels like using a household appliance. The Model A does the opposite. It demands attention, patience, and rhythm. Spare parts were everywhere. Mechanics understood the cars, and rural America trusted Ford products almost like family members. Even today, replacement parts remain remarkably available for restorers and custom builders alike. Collectors today value original restorations and customs differently. A standard restored Tudor sedan generally sells between $12,000 and $40,000 depending on quality and originality. Professionally built hot rods often exceed $60,000, especially when connected to famous builders or historic show circuits. Some exceptional examples have crossed 6-figure territory at auctions, including Barrett-Jackson and Mecum. Considering the car originally cost around $495 in 1930, Henry Ford would probably faint watching bidders raise paddles faster than politicians raise taxes before elections. What makes the 1930 Ford Model A Tudor custom sedan truly special is not just its engineering or styling, but its survival story. This car lived through the Great Depression, evolving highways, the birth of hot rodding, and nearly a century of automotive change. It carried workers, families, dreamers, racers, and mechanics through some of America's hardest decades. Even now, seeing one rumble down the road feels less like spotting an antique, and more like meeting a stubborn old boxer who still wants one more round. And honestly, we have to respect that spirit. Before we finish, huge thanks to the sponsors of this channel, the brave legends supporting us monthly so we can continue talking about strange old machines while Timmy searches Facebook Marketplace for rare collector cars that usually turn out to be abandoned tractors with emotional damage. And to all viewers out there, drive carefully, laugh often, and never buy a fully restored classic from a guy named Snake behind a gas station after midnight.